Are you privy to Google developments? Then you should know about Project IDX. What's the problem with the search engine giant's latest endeavour though? Let's take a look. According to Google, Project IDX was begun as a test project to move the complete full-stack multi-platform app development pipeline to the cloud. In essence, Google is introducing Project IDX to simplify the process of developing apps. Imagine having access to a single software development tool from any location using a web browser, even a tablet. You no longer need to envision it. Google recently revealed Project IDX, a technology that streamlines programming by centralizing configurations in a browser-based environment. Google has not disclosed the cost of its new platform or the date when it would be readily accessible. There is only a free preview software that allows access to Project IDX. Let's hear straight from the horse's mouth. See what the developers of IDX have to say about their new project. It can resemble developing a Rube Goldberg device to get an app from scratch to production. You must cross an unending sea of complexity while duct taping a tech stack together to support the bootstrapping, compiling, testing, deployment, and monitoring of your apps. So, a few of us got together and began exploring a few months back. We're investigating how AI can make it easier to produce higher quality, more efficient code with Project IDX. Project IDX now provides contextual code actions like add comments and explain this code, as well as intelligent code completion and an assistive chatbot. By integrating Fire-based hosting, we've made deployment simpler. Now, with just a few clicks, you can deploy a shareable preview of your web app or push to production. Additionally, full-stack frameworks like next.js benefit greatly from the support for dynamic backends provided by Fire-based hosting, which is driven by Cloud Functions. No matter what you're building, it should feel familiar because it is likewise based on Code OSS. Google launched Project IDX, an attempt to provide a browser-based development environment with AI capabilities for creating full-stack web and multi-platform apps. It now supports JavaScript and Dart, with support for Python, Go, and additional programming languages in the works, as well as frameworks and languages including Angular, Flutter, Next.js, React, Svelte, and Vue. Project IDX's official website says, Project IDX starts with a web-based workspace that'll feel familiar for coding but fresh. And we're just at the beginning of this journey. We'd love your input as we work to make application development better. Google's Project IDX has a lot of potential to influence the developer community and offers several distinctive features. A conversation regarding the competitiveness between major tech companies and the future of development tools has also been triggered by the introduction of IDX. Here, we make an effort to comprehend Project IDX in its entirety and the direction Google is taking. Project IDX, what is it? It's basically an integrated development environment, or IDE. This can be considered a super IDE, a browser-based development environment powered by AI, hosted on Google Cloud and powered by Code, an AI coding bot that generates code based on user input using natural language processing. Using Palm 2, Google's big language model, Code is constructed and trained on code. To put it simply, Project IDX is Google's latest developer tool, like a digital workshop where programmers can easily construct apps and software. It's an online digital toolkit that developers may access from any computer, including their home desktop or mobile device. AI is being integrated into Project IDX to power its features, which include helpful chatbots, code completion, contextual code actions, etc. Despite being a web-based developer environment, the endeavour will support several well-known frameworks, including Angular, Flutter, and Next.js. However, according to other rumors, it will initially support JavaScript and Dart, with the addition of other languages like Python and Go coming later. A fully equipped Android emulator and an embedded iOS simulator are purportedly also included in the project. This demonstrates Google's commitment to facilitating easier access to cross-platform online and mobile full-stack development. Project IDX is based on the Visual Studio Code platform, a streamlined code editor that supports functions including task running, version management, and debugging. Microsoft released VS Code in 2015, and the development community has embraced it all over the world. When Google developed IDX, it did not design a new IDE. Instead, it is basing its effort on Visual Studio Code, open source. the team was able to concentrate on the integration with Google's Palm 2-based foundation model for programming jobs. The team was able to concentrate on the integration with Google Palm 2's based foundation model for programming jobs, Code, as a result. Thanks to Code, IDX now has smart code completion, a chatbot that resembles ChatGPT or Bard and can assist developers with general coding questions, as well as those pertaining specifically to the code they are working on, including the ability to explain it, as well as the ability to add contextual code actions like add comments. The IDX team discusses that recent developments in AI have opened up significant opportunities to make the time we spend creating code more effective. With Project IDX, we're investigating how Google's AI advancements, such as the Code and Palm 2 models powering StudioBot in Android Studio, Duet in Google Cloud, and more, can help you create code more quickly and of higher quality. Google wants to make it incredibly simple for developers to produce software for smartphones, PCs, and the web via Project IDX. According to reports, the project also has some clever features that can propose code, making it simpler for a coder. Additionally, Project IDX is made to integrate easily with other Google services. How does it stack up against Microsoft's development tools? Since Microsoft, Google's main competitor, provides VS Code, the search engine giant added its own special features to Project IDX to set it apart from the former. In essence, Google is seeking to provide a service that is comparable to Microsoft's, but with some of its own modifications. This would include employing a somewhat familiar environment for developers, but with some clever additions and tweaks for coding and app development. The developer community might find Google's move appealing. While similar AI coding tools are offered by companies like GitHub's Copilot, Amazon's Code Whisperer, and others, Google's emphasis on full-stack development gives this theme a somewhat different spin. GitHub and Amazon both provide cloud-based development environments with Codespaces and AWS Cloud 9. Additionally, Google provides its Cloud Code IDE plugins, which it could utilize to integrate Code into almost every well-known IDE. It is yet to be seen if Project IDX will develop into a fully fledged IDE that developers would want to use for their projects, but it makes for a wonderful sandbox for Google to demonstrate some of its AI capabilities for coders. It's hardly surprising that Project IDX, a cloud-based IDE, interfaces with Google's own Firebase hosting, as well as Google Cloud Functions, and lets programmers import pre-existing code from the GitHub repository. Every workspace has access to a virtual machine running Linux, and shortly, browser-based embedded Android and iOS emulators will be available as well. Making Android apps is a process that differs for Google and Microsoft. Microsoft is renowned for its more strategic approaches, whereas Google is thought to take a broad approach. Although the two tech behemoths have different mindsets, a prospective partnership between them now appears imminent. Furthermore, the community anticipates improved cooperation between Google and Microsoft as a result of Google's use of VS Code. And both businesses stand to gain from this. How does it work in the real world? It's simple to set up a development environment for a tiny side project. However, as soon as you begin dealing with the software that has been around for a while, dependencies begin to increase. Gradle or Maven or even Ant, an older JDK, Eclipse, Protobuf tooling, XML tooling, custom tooling, you name it, are all required by a typical old Java project. Then your project might need to be formatted and validated by a few third-party providers. A web-based front-end needs TypeScript, a framework, Webpack, and other many libraries and tools. Recently, Docker and pals have joined the party. It's difficult to join a team with such a project. Getting the foundational system set up and operating can take a whole day or longer in a typical 500,000-line code job. Due to the numerous ways that dependencies can fail, there may be a lot of needless problem solving. I don't care if my reproducible development environment is on the cloud because it would save me a ton of time and money. With Google bringing AI to the next level, app development appears to be in for some substantial change. AI is already helping developers in numerous ways to speed up and enhance their productivity. The fact that Project IDX hasn't been attempted yet and is now on a waitlist is a crucial caveat in this situation. If you've ever considered developing your own program or application, Google's Project IDX can serve as your inspiration, since it's billed as a beginner-friendly cloud workshop. And that's it. For more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. See ya!